Okay, everybody. Uh, Today, I am working on a Nolan Young roper. I am putting the seat in it, and I am working on my Cheyenne roll. So, I have trimmed it and everything. I've plugged my seat buttonholes, and now I'm just going to use a small tool called a spoke shave. I've cut the handles off. That's why it looks different, so it's shorter. Works better for saddle making that way. And I'm just going to lightly trim the Cheyenne roll so that it's perfectly round. You want it perfectly round so that when you put your cantle binding on there, everything looks nice. All your crease lines match up and it all looks the same. So I'm just going to trim it, make sure there's no flat spots. Make it nice and round. You want it to duck underneath your seat button so it looks like it just disappears and will reappear on the other side. That's your whole goal. You want a saddle to look like when you're finished with it that it just was kind of like spoke into existence. You don't want it to look like it was built, so to speak. Okay, I did a pretty good job in trimming this because I didn't have to do much for spoke shaving it. It's pretty well done. The thing you gotta watch when you're dealing with a sharp spoke shave, that blade is 4 inches long. Don't cut yourself because blood doesn't come out of leather very well. Ah, that looks nice. Okay. Another thing you got to work at when doing a Cheyenne roll, any roll, is that you form your cantle while it's a little wet. You form it so there's no flat spots. You don't want any flat spots. You want it all round because the cantle is round. Yeah, that's pretty good. You just form it up with your hands. Kind of use the cantle as your bridge. You just pull it up. Get it nice and round. If you don't do your prep work right, when you go to put your cantle binding on, it magnifies any mistake that you made before. Also make sure down by your seat buttons that, grab the camera so I can show you. Down by your seat button, you want to make sure that you get a nice contact there so it just kind of wraps around really smooth on both sides. And you want your seat buttons the same height. The same height. You want them both the same. As close as you can. Put this camera back. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Form it up. Make it look nice. Nice and rounded. Push out your seat buttons. So when they dry, they're nice and round. You can see how my Cheyenne roll is already really rounded. There's not any flat spots. You don't want flat spots. Okay, that's what you want in a Cheyenne roll. This is 1 3/4 inches. I normally do 1.5 inches, but I'll be floral tooling this one. So I want a little bit more floral than normal. Yeah, looks good. So that's what it's supposed to look like. a Cheyenne roll. There's 3 layers. Get that a little closer. That's what you want your Cheyenne roll to look like. That's a proper Cheyenne roll. And like I said, nice and rounded.